And we're back to content. It's just more and more content for you to just supplant your brain with. And soon, pretty much all life will be content. There will no longer be life and death. There will just be content and death. Thoughts?
Tripping at the grocery store. How was it?
It was pretty dang good. That's what I was thinking about. How we're just empty without this constant supply of sensory information. You ever try and meditate? It's fucking impossible.
I have tried to meditate a couple of times. Generally, when I meditate, I think of this, okay? I picture a glass filled with soil halfway up, and then the other half is a nice little plant of grass, very green, growing, and this glass with a plant of grass in it is just floating with a black backdrop, sort of floating through space. That's what I think of when I meditate.
That's very placid. I was expecting a joke at the end of that, but no, that's actually just a very useful image to help you. That's very man, speaking of things suspended on a black background, that actually terrifies me. I don't think I could use that as my meditation image. Like,
you should try a candle. You should try a candle.
Okay.
Light a candle and stare at it. Yeah.
I feel like my meditation image would be like, you know how some people just zen out to metal? I feel like a clattering noise, or just like maybe a fat man going, "You nothing," constantly to me. That would be my meditation.
That doesn't sound too pleasant. You want something that calms you down.
If I overload my cortisol, I'll shoot the moon and get back down to zen again. This is my meditation coach, Jeffrey. He's a big fat guy. He just yells at me, "You nothing. You nothing. You nothing. You nothing." And that's how I meditate. This is my meditation journey. I'm writing my book, How to Not Give a Fuck. You're Nothing. Because all the self-help books have fuck in them now.
Like curse word, like swear words?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how you know that's how you know they're not because now people are wise about self-help. People are like, "Oh, Tony Robbins is clearly selling me something empty." So now there's anti-self-help books, which do the same thing. It's like, "Hey, we know you're wise to Tony Robbins, but, don't give a fuck anyway, And it's still the same thing, just affirmations, just an outside voice telling you that you're okay, and goal setting is nice. But I don't know. Have you ever embraced self-help?
No. I mean, one time I did. Is Tony Robbins that guy with like the? Gosh.
He has. What does he have? He has not Marfan syndrome, but some sort of pituitary disorder. He has acromegaly. Yeah, that's the one.
What is that?
He just grown too much. He got too many hormones, and he grew it too damn much. He got a big old head. He got big face energy. He got BFE, and he says that I've never listened to a Tony Robbins thing, but he has a deep, commanding voice. The only time I ever meaningfully interacted with Tony Robbins was because he was in Shallow Hal. He is the impetus in Shallow Hal for Jack Black to start seeing ugly women according to their inner beauty.
Oh God! Wow. Yeah, I'm looking up the Wikipedia for acromegaly.
Mm-hmm.
That's some cool stuff.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of like you kind of become almost like one of those Marvel people,
Yeah, you become like a superhero. You get Tony Robbins powers. You get to motivate people.
And it's just like the power to have a good attitude.
The power to have I think the thing with self-help, more than good, it's about being productive. It's about sort of attaining peace of mind through capitalist attainment, and that's sort of like part and parcel with the prosperity gospel in America, and also the hustler attitude, not Hustler magazine, which is of course some of our culture's greatest literature, but rather Ty Lopez types. I read a book every day, bro. That's how you get rich.
Yeah, he reads like a different self-help book every day.
Yes, precisely. That all say the same things. You're a winner. You got a big dick. You got big nipples. You're gonna fly. Your ideas are good.
Who are you talking about had the best BDE?
I said BFE, big face energy, which is a different thing. Some people have BDE, which is, of course, big dick energy.
Yeah.
But BFE is big face energy. Wendy Williams has a big face. She's got big face energy.
You said Cab Calloway had BDE.
Cab Calloway did have BDE.
Right.
He had just a big old swinging BDE.
And then at that point I started thinking about nom vets, because I had a nom vet on the phone.
You had a nom vet on the phone the other day?
Yeah.
What was he talking about? Did he have BDE, or was it just sad?
I don't know. It was weird. He's just
was he talking about killing
like,
Charlie?
They didn't. Yeah. I'm talking ground combat. I'm like, well, okay. Well, do you want an insurance quote?
Hey, if I was 19 and just murdered a bunch of people and then took their ears, I would spend the next 40, 50 years reminiscing about it, you know?
Yeah, I would spend the next 40, 50 years really worried, hoping that at the end of my life they don't curse my country with a disease.
No. COVID must be revenge for some other slight against the Asians. Vietnam made out okay in this whole COVID crisis.
Except for all of the babies with birth defects.
Well, you know.
That's ongoing.
Agent Orange?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
The ongoing problems of Agent Orange?
Mm-hmm.
The ska band? Wouldn't it be funny? The ongoing problems of Agent Orange in Vietnam. It's just Agent Orange is constantly touring Vietnam, and the locals are like, "Ah, man, shit sucks. Really hate punk. I really hate pop punk." But for some reason, the only gigs they can get are in Vietnam, and they keep persisting in annoying the locals.
What do you think's gonna happen to gigs now? No more gigs.
Well, because Vietnam is the only country that has effectively flattened the curve. That's where you go to gigs.
There've been a couple countries.
There's Japan and Korea. All the countries with high, like, where
Germany,
the populace...
Yeah, but Germany's doing pretty good.
Yeah. You know what I chalk that up to? As cultural compliance.
Oh, yeah.
I think countries with high cultural compliance are doing much better at flattening the curve. Because Japan is like, they'll be like, okay, guess we better do it. And it's because of the high cultural compliance of Japan that they were able to do Unit 731 and this, and also flatten the curve. So, you know, a double-edged sword. But it's same with Germany. If, like, you just sort of suggest something, everyone starts going with it. It's a very... Whereas in America, you know, you can never get anyone to commit to one thing.
Oh my God, everything's falling apart. It feels like everything's falling apart over here.
Really? Where you are?
Well, not like my, you know, square radius, but in you know, other parts of my state and other places around the country, we're just opening back up. We're going to open it back up, and then...
Yeah, you guys aren't ready yet.
You could say that again. It's like... I don't know. I guess we want to have a really bad time.
Maybe we do want to have... Maybe this is like... They're skidding into the curve. That my conspiracy brain is this is a disaster capitalist thing. And they want to keep the COVID state going because this is a way to basically just... destroy a lot of industries at once. Who would potentially profit off of this, though, is what I'm wondering. Or maybe it's just three guys who are just going to short every industry.
There's definitely those people shorting stuff right now, but I don't know. The stock market is just no longer part of reality.
No.
But yeah, in terms of the people just going out, I don't know. I saw like a story from yesterday in New York, upstate New York, in Kingston. A barber was like giving out haircuts and tested positive yesterday.
Whoa.
And he had just been illegally giving out haircuts in Kingston, New York for a while.
Oh no, I give out too many haircuts and all of my customers get infected. Oh, Giuseppe.
Yeah.
You've been a bad barber. Oh no. There's such hubris. That's amazing. Can you imagine just infecting dozens of people? How do you live with yourself?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you go through. Yeah, I've been having a hard time just living with myself. Anyway, like doing something terrible. I don't know. Probably you would cope the same way as I'm coping. Start doubting your own sanity.
Some people just don't give a shit. Some people just live in their own life. And, I think maybe this barber is the type of guy that would say that it was worth it for the freedom to give out haircuts for everyone to get infected. And maybe a certain amount of his customer base would agree.
Well, this barber just disregarding all the rules of society like some kind of barbarian.
That's oh, no.
Get it? Do you get it?
He's a barbarian.
He's a barbarian.
He's just marauding, horse riding.
He's a barber? He's a barbar.
Yeah. They'll rape, but oh my god, what a quaff you'll get. They'll pillage, but they'll just leave you bangs. So great.
All right, so video game talk time. What video games have you been playing? Video game talk. What games have you been playing? Video game talk.
This video game talk time. I've just been playing a lot of Animal Crossing because I'm 6 years old. And I can
He's a little baby.
I can escape into the wonderful world where you just have 10 or so close friends who are anthropomorphic animals, and you slowly build a community around them. And there's a lot of paving and selling turnips. And
is there a hot coffee mod yet?
There's no fucking mod yet. You can't see the animals fuck yet, but soon. 3.0. I mean, there could be something like Animal Crossing with fucking in it on the Switch, because the Switch has some crazy content on it for a Nintendo, the Disney of video game companies, in that it's really the only video game company to be associated with a family-friendly brand.
Yeah.
There's no other company which has to abide by that stricture, except for recently, Nintendo's been licensing these games like Galgun. Do you know what Galgun is?
Is it a girl with a gun?
No, you shoot girls with a love gun in order to... I don't know what the premise is. It's either to satisfy them to make them less horny, or you make them so horny, or you get points. But at some point, you're placating the horniness of anime schoolgirls, and you're seeing a lot of cel-shaded underwear. And it's, to some, it would be unwholesome. To others, it's all they really want in life. And Nintendo respects this. So they've catered to them now. I don't remember stuff like that being on the Wii Digital Shop. But yeah, there's other like weird, sexy anime girl games on there too that sort of stretched the limit of Nintendo's family-friendly image. So I like that we've gotten to this point.
Listen, anime porn can be family-friendly. Okay?
You are correct. I can't wait for someone to make the first, Studio Ghibli style
R-rated feature
hentai. Yeah,
it's PG-13. I don't know.
It's
all
a
of them,
hentai,
yeah.
But it's like you really care about the plucky female protagonist, and
it's the family-friendly hentai.
Yeah, exactly. It's My Neighbor Totoro. You age up the characters, of course, but she fucks Totoro at the end with his big ol' Totoro had BDE, and BFE. He had both big dick and big face energy.
Yes, yes, big face energy.
Which I suspect Tony Robbins also has. Do you think Tony Robbins? Do you think acromegaly gives you a big dick?
No, because it's about your bones, not your bones. You know.
Oh no!
It's about your bones, not your bones.
Wait, you don't have a bone in your dick?
Nope, not this one.
You don't have a hyena-like penis bone?
Nope.
Oh man. So I'm the only one, I guess.
Between you and me, yeah. Between you and me, you're the only one.
Oh man, I can't. Other hyena penis bone people, reach out on Twitter at whoisjackdump. Talk to me about your hyena penis bones.
Hyena penis is fun to say.
Hyena penis.
Hyena penis.
Well, hyenas, the males, they're the smaller and less dominant of the species, and the women frequently dominate them with their large penis-like clitori. Which is pretty cool. And like the women, the women hyena birth canal is very narrow and is extremely painful giving birth. It's like essentially giving birth through a urethra.
What?
I know all this because I like animal genitals.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest animal genital you have ever encountered?
You know, and in like my viewing of it.
Yeah,
of animal?
like you've just come across through cultural osmosis.
Oh,
like,
okay. Boy, that's a tough
question. Are you
question.
aware of what pig dicks look like?
They're no, I'm not. I can't say I can picture it.
They're corkscrew. I'm not joking.
Oh, but their tail is a corkscrew.
It's both. They're spiral boys. They're Uzumakis, you know.
Got spirals on both ends.
Yeah, you know the Junji Ito manga Uzumaki.
No,
Dude, it's a great manga.
You're going too fast for me, man. I'm still trying to think of.
Spiraling pig dicks.
I feel like Joe
what's
Biden,
an animal
man.
dick?
I feel like I'm Joe Biden, and this is what an interview is like for him. He's like, "Wait, what? Hold on."
Bernie's there.
I can name several animal dicks, which I love. For example, the llama dick.
No.
My
Llama
head
dicks,
hurts.
I don't know what a llama dick likes. I mean, the horse dick is a classic. Can't go wrong with a horse dick.
If you don't want
Everyone
to
knows
vote
what
for
that.
me,
Everyone
don't
knows what a
vote
horse
for
dick
me.
looks like, even though no one would want to admit that. What did you say about voting?
I'm
for
just
you?
being
About
Joe Biden. Just being like, I can't understand what you're talking about. If you don't want to vote for me, I don't care. What am I doing here?
Now, listen,
That's my Biden
Rehoboth, there were 6 dicks we saw, all of them human, priests. Now, what we're saying here, Jack, is that we got to look forward. We can't be talking about animal dicks no more.
And I have to say, the duck penis is by far the most malevolent of animal penises.
This is, each of the candidates' positions on animal penises. And my ideal conditions, where Bernie has, like, a lot of opinions about them.
I think we've been in quarantine for over 60 days.
Is that... okay. Is that...
Actually,
what about 100 days?
I'm just coming up on 2 months at least. March 18th or so is when I locked it down personally.
I don't remember my quarantine date.
You should make a note of it so you can tell young folks how long you spent in quarantine.
I've just been... I need to check my bathroom wall because I've been doing little ticks.
With your cum?
Numbering the days. Yeah, with my cum, yeah. Because it stains yellow against my white bathroom
like
wall.
in happiness.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I keep time too.
Oh
I banished all clocks. I only go by my male biological clock, which is semen on a wall.
Come time.
Come time.
Now it is come time. We go by Greenwich come time. Which was set by Isaac Newton himself. Because he was very difficult to get off. It took a team of 3. I don't know. I think Isaac Newton was asexual, right?
I've read historical fiction that basically that would confirm that. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
You know, Neil Stephenson wrote like extensive historical fiction about Isaac Newton.
What did he say? What did fictional Isaac Newton do?
Well, he was kind of like a really Yeah, basically like asexual, but if not asexual, then homosexual. I think is the thinking in terms
I
of
think we like asexual characters in literature as these sort of like mystic ciphers of the unknown, because it's like, who could possibly not want sex?
Yeah, all of us
That is
horn
with
dogs.
everyone.
All of us
Yeah.
horn dogs over here have a very clear motivation for everything.
We're horning it up all the time.
Just
Hence
too
our
horny.
cultural obsessions with Tim Gunn, who has said many times is asexual, but everyone says, "You're gay, Tim Gunn." He says, "No, I'm asexual. I just am not horny. I just like fashion." And everyone's like, "Nah." We're more quicker to believe it with women like Paula Poundstone, where we just clock her as, "Yeah, you don't have sex. You don't fuck Paula."
Paula Poundstone. How's she doing how's Paula Poundstone doing on quarantine?
Where is she right now? I have there's a deep-seated image in my head because for a while Paula Poundstone was the face of PBS. So like the earliest images of anything in my head is like watching Sesame Street. And flooding into my memories like some sort of terrible Proust thing were images of Paula Poundstone in the PBS commercial bumpers, saying things like, "Hey kids, it's okay to be funny," stuff like that.
Huh.
And I think she was only on that's before the Koch brothers took over. You're up, Paula.
She did some crazy stuff I'm seeing here.
You're reading up on Paula? What did old PP do?
Felony child endangerment, driving drunk with children in the car.
Say what?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Wikipedia strikes again.
How did she get children if she was, I guess she adopted?
She was also charged with 3 counts of lewd acts upon a girl younger than 14.
She's a pedophile? She's a lady-on-lady pedophile?
That's what Wikipedia is saying. She pleaded no contest.
That is an extremely rare... Do you know how extremely rare the lady-on-lady pedophile is?
I don't want to know.
I don't want to know either, but when's the last time? And a famous person, no doubt, who was so frequently featured on children's media. That's never happened before, where a guy that turns out to be a pedo is very frequently featured on children's media. It's never happened in the history of children's media.
So it seems like the prosecutors ended up dropping the charges for something. For her plea deal.
It's because she used her asexual cipher powers.
I mean...
How could I endanger a child? I don't fuck. Look at me.
Just further proving that stand-up comedians are gross people. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. All of them.
I mean...
You
know what? Everyone likes making people laugh. Everyone likes that feeling. And to make that feeling be your employment, I think... just is like an example of why don't you just smoke cigarettes? Oh, they all do already. They all are constantly chain smoking.
Mm-hmm.
They just need constant input to their pleasure centers.
Content, bro.
They need
That's
their
content.
pleasure
the
centers
content.
just always popping off.
Just doing those little brain pings, little serotonin pings. Bing, bing, bing. Do some bath salts like John McAfee. Go bing, 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 bing. Get real horny.
I think
lots of sex.
He fled to Sweden during Corona time and has, from the beginning, was saying it's a hoax.
Well, that guy's been on to a lot of shit. So, I don't doubt his prowess in diagnosing pandemics. He really staked a claim for himself in Belize and is a man of the land, a true free man of the land.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I'm a McAfee stan.
Do you follow him?
I believe every word he says.
Do you follow? Because right now he's doing mixology on Twitter right now, like 7 hours ago. He's doing some mixology.
Like fancy mixology?
Oh, God. He's making an oyster espresso martini.
Oh, God.
Mixology 101. plus a sermon to you young fucks that deserve a whipping.
An oyster espresso martini. Oh my god. That sounds like Cardi B's vagina. Yeah. Fucking. What is that? Think of a more disgusting drink. Butter, syrup, gin.
Truffle. Butter, syrup, gin, truffle.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Truffle's the worst taste.
Yeah, why do people... it's so weird. It's like... people put truffle oil and stuff as a shorthand of being fancy. Even though, when they do that on Chopped, all the pro chefs are like, truffle oil, a crutch.
Yeah.
And they always clock the inexperienced chefs about using truffle oil. But it just tastes fucking terrible.
Yeah, it tastes like doo-doo.
Why would anyone... Have you ever had truffle fries?
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
Yeah, it's just like tastes like someone put poop on a fry.
It's a mind virus. I think people just say the word truffle, and because it sounds whimsical, people are like, ooh, truffles. Truffles. Rich people like truffles, so if I have truffles, I will be rich. If I put the essence of truffle on these fries, I too will be a truffle man.
Truffle man.
Yeah. It's the same thing with garlic aioli. You put the garlic in the mayonnaise.
Hey, what... I mean, okay, it's okay. That's...
When are you going, aioli, aioli?
Hey, aioli!
It's an Italian guy and his Swedish friend Oli,
yeah.
And they're making the garlic mayonnaise and says, "Hey, Oli, what do we call this garlic mayonnaise?" "I don't know. What should we call it, Giuseppe?" "Hey, Oli, I don't know."
I got all this garlic aioli in between the creases in the leather in my Mercedes.
Oh, no. I ate so much garlic aioli, that's all I come now. And it really stings the inside of my urethra.
And now all my friends say they came over with me. They say, "Giovanni, why does your Mercedes smell like a fucking sour garlic vampire's vagina?"
That's a good thing. A vampire can't come into my car, that's a plus side about all this dried aioli. The maggots are bad, though.
Maggots? What does that stand for? Make America go outside today, suckers. Maggots.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
I want to get that on
They used to call
shirt.
themselves centipedes.
Yeah.
Remember, I like that about the Trump campaign, how they were like, they just embraced... It is the Jokerification of America, where, like, we're the bad guy, We're just gonna be evil, right? Because it's fun. It's the lulz, but also not, because it's like this vindictive, reactionary hatred of nebulous internet feminists. At least the internet wing of Trump. That was really driving it. The 20-something Trump supporters.
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out what is really going on in real life right now, right? Everyone who's not doing something essential is supposed to just be sitting in their house, right? Or am I crazy?
No.
Like, what?
Look outside. People are enjoying the weather.
What is going on? Are people out there... I mean, everyone can say all kind of political shit now, but the world as it exists today is not one of people going out and doing things. So we're all just saying a bunch of shit without any way of backing up with any action. So it's really crazy because people are talking
about... Plato's caving ourselves?
Yeah, I get it. That's where it's something weird is happening. I have a very weird sixth sense going off. And it could just be that triangle bread I swallowed without chewing. But I don't know.
A Plato cave would be a synonym for a vagina.
I remember the embarrassment, the horrible embarrassment of at summer camp, someone asking me if you've ever had your head in a vagina, and I've been like, no, and then they're like, "What? You were never born?" And I was like, "Fuck."
You didn't know what to do.
Fuck, I guess I was never born.
Or it's the have you seen the clown that hides from gay people? No. Oh no. They've got me. They got me in a bind.
And that's why I'm gay now.
Clearly, it was a spell they put on me. Bullying is just like it's a form of magic. You see.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's a form of magic.
Well, because magic, as I understand it, or talk about magic with a K. It's about making sigils and sort of repeating actions and repeating mantras over and over and over again.
Yeah,
and that's sort of what bullies do.
Genesis Porridge was into sigils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were they?
Well, the way you do it is you're supposed to write all of your desires down, and then you take out all of the letters that are the same, and that forms like the basis of your sigil. And then there's some more steps, but it's a way of getting all your desires in the world. That's what you do with a sigil, or that's what the Genesis Porridge was trying to do with the sigil. Let's see. Let's see if I still have it.
See, I have a problem before I even get to that step. Is like I have to create a sigil to figure out what my desires are.
No, you already know your desires, and all of your desires like combined with all the letters that are the same taken out. That forms a sigil.
I like it if I just went through this elaborate numerological sigil chaos magic process only to find out that my sigil is chillax, brah. Whoa. Just take her easy. Get her done.
Oh, dude, we should write some dude bro young adult novels where it's just two dudes with totally straight tendencies towards each other and get magic and just do magic stuff with each other and have fun and are totally straight.
Too late, it's Harry Potter.
No,
the straightest book in existence.
Oh man, Harry Potter. At the time when Harry Potter was starting to be taught in colleges, I think that might have been when my dad lost it, just gave up. Because they started teaching Harry Potter in college, and he was like, what the fuck? Why? What is going on?
I like how your dad didn't give up with Buffy, but he gave up with Harry Potter.
Yeah, I don't think he knew that Buffy... Well, maybe the Buffy stuff came later. I don't know.
No, Buffy studies were almost instantly in colleges. Every professor that looks like, I don't know, the fever dream of Jordan Peterson was pushing Buffy studies. Because Buffy studies are great. She's this lady protagonist. There are queer themes. You didn't see queers in the 90s, but they were lesbian queers. And you can show women kissing on TV in the 90s, but you can't show men kissing. You still can't show, men engaging in a passionate kiss. Which is why I appreciated American Gods for at least having, a pretty good simulated anal sex scene.
Okay, I have the process for the sigil.
American Gods is terrible, but I've never seen.
Oh yeah, that show's great. Though.
Full on.
No, that show's great. That's a great show. 100% good show.
It's great. It's by Bryan Singer. No, not his name. That's not his name. Brett Ratner. No,
did you watch the whole thing?
Name. I didn't watch the second season. I watched the first season.
I have to watch. I love the first season. I have to watch the second season. I'm hoping that the second season is as good as the first season and that nothing happens.
Brian Fuller. But we learned that he's actually Odin at the end. His name he's been saying.
Okay, great. That means that absolutely nothing will continue to happen. It's just a show where nothing happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have
name another prestige TV show where, other than that's not specifically a gay show like Queer as Folk, where there's not even on the gay shows like Queer as Folk are there as elaborate simulated anal sex scenes as there was on American Gods, where is he getting ass fucked by the djinn or is he ass fucking the djinn? Either way, it's good.
It's a good show.
Okay, maybe.
Let me read the process for the sigil. Okay, so the process entailed writing down one's desires before crossing out any letters that are repeated and then combining the remaining letters into an abstract design or sigil. The magician must then focus on that sigil and mentally absorb it, and psychic energies operating on the subconscious ensure that the original desire is manifested in reality. So that's how you do a sigil. That's how you get what you want.
What happens if all of my desires letters cancel each other out? Like, aren't you just going to be, as a matter of circumstance, left with the more obscure letters? Like, if you have a desire with a Z in it, you're like, I bet a lot of sigils contain Z's and X's, is all I'm saying.
Well, if you think about it enough, it kind of makes sense. I've been thinking about it for, I guess I just would say I can't stop thinking about it.
Couldn't you essentially achieve the same thing by drawing Scrabble letters out of a bag and, but just, focusing your will on the Scrabble bag?
Yeah, I mean, it's not about that. That would be one way of doing it. It's about the internalization of it in your own mind. So if you want to do it with Scrabble letters, that would be good.
Cool. So if I were to, take a dump and said, that looks like a C, that's my sigil.
Take a dump. Looks like a C.
Yeah, and I interpret the shape of the dump. I do dump readings.
You ever take a dump in the woods?
No, not in a while. Not that I can remember.
I did one time because I really had to go.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I didn't have anything really on me to wipe, so that sucked.
Did you use leaves? Did you use a pine cone?
I used leaves.
Didn't feel good.
No, it was bad.
They're waxy. They don't catch a lot of poop.
The problem is I was far away from anything.
Yeah.
That was why I had, and that's why I was forced into that situation.
Was it summer?
Yeah, it was summer.
Okay, at least you didn't have to use dry, dead leaves.
I mean, if it had been winter, I think using snow would have been even easier. It would have been the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, I guess, yes. I have noticed that packing snow is good for poop.
Yeah.
In the winter, it is a lot easier to pick up dog shit because I can just sort of take the snow out from under it and form a snowball with a little melty shit center in the middle, where if you lick the snowball enough, you get to the center of the pudding pop. And,
yeah, you could make some pretty good snowballs to throw at the cops with your dog shit.
I mean, I have a recurring fantasy where I just Hadouken a bag of dog shit at somebody.
Well, gotta be at the cops, man.
Only at the cops. They're really trolling my local parks.
Are they?
But that's because all the needly people are there.
Are the needle people got no place to go in time of COVID?
No, it's just the weather was nice, so people be gathering.
Are the parks closed?
They're opening up, actually. We're opening up, but we're in a much better position to open up than you guys. Because Ontario, one thing Ontario is culturally compliant. And that is why Quebec is having such a hard time, because Quebecs are just Americans. They're like, no, fuck you, we will do what we want. And we will go out, we will get haircuts, and then we will get sick and die for our haircuts.
I don't know what it is. I feel like that all of this, it just may be down to whether or not there's a super spreader in your city, or more super spreaders. I don't
Man spreading.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm a super spreader. That's pretty good.
Go on the subways, be a super spreader.
Mm-hmm.
You going on any public transpo?
Yeah.
Yeah? Don't go on public transpo.
No, I don't go on public transpo.
God, do you have a bike?
I don't have a bike. I use my legs, which are the only public transportation I need.
What if you need to get to a place fast?
Use my fast legs. I install my fast legs.
Well, I don't know. I haven't gone out for 2 weeks. Probably not going anywhere for another couple of weeks.
Don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Where's to go?
I mean, yeah. What is there to do? Everything's been done.
It's all been done. This is a Bare Naked Ladies song. It's a great bands, great heroes.
I ordered a very cheap webcam. Maybe we can do some video podcasts and upload it to YouTube and make sure everybody can see how good looking we are.
Let's do Let's Plays, but because we're starting in a quarantine, we'll call them Let's Plague.
We should do. We could stream some.
Plagues.
We could stream some video games if we had a game we could both play at the same time on the computer.
I do that too much. That is a really annoying sound. I think I'll do it a lot more. What's a good game? We're back to VG talk. Video game talk. Video game talk. What's a good streaming 2-player game? There's Smush Bros. People like Smush Bros. I don't like Smush Bros.
How would we capture Switch?
I don't know. There must be some sort of internet tutorial hosted by an 11-year-old that'll teach us. Who's been streaming Fortnite for 8 years.
Yeah. Man.
Frickin' Fortnite is terrible.
Oh, boy.
Have we discussed this before?
I don't...
how
is it?
Fortnite
Have you played it?
is absolutely terrible. Yeah, I played... I tried to get into it. I tried to force myself to be a Zeitgeist person and be like, okay, I like this game. It's sort of it's graphically similar to Team Fortress 2. But it's just fucking, there's something annoying about it. There's something deeply, deeply annoying about it. And I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's the fact that in going for like this fun-loving sense of character, it's actually got this shocking absence of character. It's got this hollowness to it in a way that like something like PUBG wears on its sleeve because it's you're very generic, but something about Fortnite trying to affect a personality makes it more evident that it is just a collection of financial ideas.
Yeah. I'm going to...
And that is my critique of Fortnite.
Yeah. It's a collection of financial ideas is very much what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to get into grand strategy games, I think. Just to...
Like Civ?
Yeah, but more, like, there's even more than that. Just to get, like, start getting, like, I think there's something called Stellaris. I'm just going to...
Kaiserreich.
Going to control all of the realms.
You could be one of those Evo people. Apparently Evo is a gigantic, deep, endless universe that will placate you.
EVE Online? I mean, EVE Online is less grand strategy because you can't control everything because, like, you have to join a crew, like a league. You have to, like, it's crazy.
For some reason, when you said, whenever people say crew, my first image is always doo-wop gangsters.
Yeah.
So I'm just imagining a bunch of doo-wop gangsters in EVE Online going... just coming up to a person's digital ship with a switchblade somehow. Hey, don't mess with us. Don't mess with Vinny and the Jets, or we'll cut you.
Yeah,
online.
We're the Jets.
We should bring back doo-wop gangs, is what I'm saying.
No one can go outside, so I guess
online doo-wop gangs.
Can we go outside? Did they make it illegal to go outside?
No, they didn't make it illegal here to go outside. Did they make it illegal anywhere to straight up go outside?
In Spain, they did, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
They made it illegal to go outside in Spain. They lifted it.
How are they doing?
I mean, they were not doing great. Spain, I think, like, you can basically think that Spain, Italy, and UK have all had about 30 to 33,000 deaths apiece. So not great.
Yeah.
But we're number one. I don't think people are
USA.
I don't think people are like realizing how many people have died.
100,000?
Well,
thus far,
not quite yet. We're gonna hit it,
but it's getting
there.
Yeah. 100,000 people. But we were willing to sacrifice, like people said, 1% to 2%, and like a large portion of people were like, "Yeah, that sounds reasonable."
No,
not understanding that's 3 million people. 3 to 6 million people. Maybe they did understand it was 3 to 6 million people. They just don't care about Holocaust numbers.
I mean, by opening back up, we're guaranteeing like another 60,000 people are gonna die.
Yeah, but that bump in the economy is going to be pretty sweet for the first couple weeks. But that is the ethos of especially modern Republican economic theory is the Coke bump theory of economics, where if you do a little Coke bump, it'll just keep going on forever. Then that's what the 80s was. It was a Coke bump of economics. You just reduce all the taxes to nothing. You reduce all the interest rates to nothing. And you're left with a boost to the economy because it's a lot easier to do business, but at the expense of redistributing wealth back to people, thus stifling your economy down the line. And now we have the pets.com, which that's where it all started. That's where it all started. Is pets.com. That's where it all started going downhill.
I want to go back to that underground food court.
This is my monetary policy show. Which underground food court in Toronto?
The one in the mall.
There's several.
Well, we only went to
Eaton
one.
Center?
Yeah, the one we went to with Diego.
But we went to an abandoned one. Not an abandoned, it was just closed for the weekend. No, I'm thinking of that time I'm thinking of a different time. But there are several underground food courts.
That's so great. I wish I had a whole underground city at my disposal.
In Ann Arbor?
Yeah.
You can make one. Start digging.
I don't want to dig.
That would actually be a much better application of Elon Musk's stupid drill technology.
His individualized mass transit.
Yeah.
Man, I want that guy to die an early death.
Screen door submarine shit. That's great.
What the fuck?
It's oxymoronic technology. Individualized mass transit.
Yeah. He said that.
Oh my stars.
He actually said that.
That's crazy. That's jumbo shrimp, but actually.
Yeah, hopefully the Paul Atreides, his son, will kill him.
Well, the problem with Elon Musk is he's already attracted the worm. By which I mean Grimes' crazy pussy. They had a baby. That's crazy. That I was not expecting that relationship to last, and now everyone hates their baby.
Yeah, everyone hates the baby.
They hate it more than Apple Paltrow or Apple Martin. Remember that baby named Apple that everyone hated?
Yeah, I remember the baby.
I like babies that people collectively hate. Who do you think was the most hated baby? Like at the time, not like retroactively. Like
Probably,
baby Hitler.
Maybe
like
Michael Jackson's baby.
Blanket?
Yeah.
Why? Because it got him in trouble?
Yeah, and because of the name Blanket.
Yeah, I hate that baby.
I think a lot of people.
Name.
A lot of people were angry at that kid for absolutely no reason.
His name's fucking Blanket. It's fucking gay.
That was
fucking gay name. It's Blanket. Fuck you, kid.
That was a very common phrase in the 2000s.
It was. 2000s culture was very different because it was the main culture war. It's weird that the culture war now is against this sort of nebulous fascism, which is only tangentially associated or allied with Christianity. Because in the Bush era, Christianity was the main force of cultural opposition. Like, for some reason, I'm watching Drawn Together. No, I know why, because I find it funny. I find it very funny. But it's a Bush era product, and it's all about a large portion of the comedy is about ripping on Christians, where you don't see that anymore because they're not like really a culturally dominant force in the way they were. And I think we're missing something because of it, because sort of like the Obama era sort of quashed that religious crazy other, we had to otherize a different subset of people, or a new opposition had to form. It formed around sort of a political religion of unwitting neo-fascism. So we need to install a pope, is what I'm saying.
A political pope.
A political pope.
Yeah, it's clearly it's not going to be Obama, because his most recent commencement speech that he just gave virtually, where he's like, "It turns out all of the leaders are baby-brained." That's what it is, folks.
Turns out I'm the only one who knew what I was doing. I'm your only hope. You're fucked now. You discarded me. I hope you die.
Oh, yeah, well, I bet he wants
Obama
to be the pope.
Okay, so the political pope, he would be a super figurehead. He would just say platitudes, and that's all he would do. And people would know he would do that, but they would still like him anyway, and still thinks he affects policy meaningfully. And that is the political pope. That is the function of the political pope. Just to say, like, remember when Pete Buttigieg was saying all those things like, what we need to understand is that the shape of our democracy is what we need to take, or something like that.
I like triangle.
Yeah. I want the triangle democracy. I want the cube democracy. I want ovoid democracy. Dodecahedron for me. Yeah. But I don't know, if I were a fucking politician, if I had to just be constantly accountable for shit, I would instantly just learn the whole sidestep game. Because you have to. There's no way around it. And then it just becomes your life. It becomes normalized. And then you're just lying all the time. And you don't know who you are. And your son won't play catch with you anymore. Man, I miss Christians as a cultural enemy, because it's very easy to fight Christianity, because it's a big institution. We know what it is. They sort of adhere more or less to the same vague objective, even as like disparate cultural forces like Baptists and Catholics. You know, they all are reliably abortion and shit, but this whole neo-fascism thing is like, it's so multifaceted and sort of stochastic that it's just really hard to understand, because it has the capacity to evolve as an evil in a way that the old Bush neocon didn't really. It's like its power was in its rigidity, whereas the power of this new fascist movement is in its flexibility, which is what's, I think, truly terrifying about it.
Yeah, it's pretty amorphous, and it's like pops up in new ways. Like OAN is a new thing relatively for me. Like, I only really learned about OAN once the pandemic had started. And
what is OAN?
One American News. Trump's been tweeting it a bunch, and they are a fascist news organization with crazy people saying it's all a hoax. And it's, way worse than Fox News. Not like, so check it out if you want to see the true craziness. But
One American News. That's oneamericanews.com, folks.
Well, I don't know. It goes by OAN.
Which is actually sponsoring today's episode. So, that's how we had to shout them out.
Well, no, they're not.
No, they are.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, no, they're not. They're not. That's One American News.
You're not supposed to make these kind of business decisions without your business partner being in the room, okay? Just next time. God damn it.
Oh, this is the
Gateway
NAMBLA
Pundit
incident all over again. See, I made a NAMBLA reference. That's very dated. NAMBLA is an extremely dated. That was a Jon Stewart joke. He'd always use NAMBLA as a crutch.
Yeah. Now he's just crying about 9/11.
those guys worked so hard. They're the best heroes. Yeah, I get it.
I can't.
Because it's an easy issue. And that's emblematic of, like, Daily Show politics. It's like, it's choosing something that in no way no one could politically object to. It's totally bipartisan, which is extra health care for 9/11 first responders. Of course that's your issue. And only insane people would object to that. And that's what was great about The Daily Show, is because it's, even though it was a lib cuck show, it was nonpartisan in the fact that it never really took a discernible political stance, because their only move was pointing out hypocrisy.
Yeah.
In order to sort of advance a political ideology, you actually have to take the risk of putting an idea forward. Whereas The Daily Show, they just show a clip of a Republican senator and then showing him saying the opposite thing, and then that's the comedy. And it does nothing. It doesn't put forth anything. And that culminated in the rally to restore sanity or whatever, which is the most nothing political ideology of all time.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot about that. I kind of stopped buying in at all. I think because I mean buying in literally. Like, I bought the Colbert book, thought it was pretty funny.
They were all fun. America, the book was funny.
Yeah.
I laughed at it, but it's also a product of the Bush era too, which is like a product of having the Christians as sort of like the otherized political
What
enemy.
happened to the Christians? Why'd they stop pushing for banning Harry Potter? I guess
they're still around, but I think it was the gays. I think really the explosion of gay media.
They got demoralized.
Yeah. Well, because that was the big cultural battleground of Christianity, was gay marriage. That was like the true signifier that the idea of Christ would be upheld in the public sphere. And that once that fell down, once all of that systematically fell down, I think it became very clear that Christianity as a cultural force no longer swayed people on a national scale. So you had to turn to a different type of reactionary force, which claims to be economically based, which is what this neo-fascism is, but it's just a cloak to do all the things that the bad guys want.
All the things the bad guys want.
Those bad guys. They're just bad guys, you know?
Life is a struggle.
Life is a conf.
A what? We
my
don't want
God.
to get... Hey, are we in the pipeline now?
Are the PewDiePie to fascist pipeline, where there's a House of Decline to fascist pipeline?
The podcast to pipeline. We're in the pipeline to the main pipeline, the podcast pipeline, and then we're
building a literal pipeline to fascist meetings.
I make a pipeline from the fridge to my mouth.
I'll make a pipeline from my ass to your dick. That would be fun.
My dick exploded.
Just for some reason, the image of just having two tin cans on a string and just fucking the tin cans and being like, yeah, this is telesexual experience.
Bone sex.
That's how they had phone sex in the Depression, which we're coming up to another one. So get used to fashioning your tin can fleshlights.
Oh yeah, man! I'm buying ketchup like it's going out of style for soup. You know, ketchup. Getting some saltines.
Do people do that? They make ketchup soup?
Well, they did it in the Depression.
Oh man!
Because they could go into a restaurant and order a cup of hot water for free, and then pour some ketchup into it.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's what we're headed for.
Ketchup soup.
Yeah. Where your dinner, your meat dinner, you get to have meat dinner one night a week, and it's tuna on toast.
It could be worse.
The rest of the nights you have cabbage.
how is it prepared? Is it like a coleslaw, or is it just like raw cabbage? Am I just eating a head of cabbage?
Generally,
like a hand fruit?
you'll be putting it into a soup or stir frying it.
Okay.
Yeah,
do I
cabbage
get spices?
Yeah, I don't know if you get spices.
Do I get sugar? Do I get salt?
You may have a hard time with sugar. Although, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows, man?
Fuck
5
me.
years from now? I know that Canada can basically grow cranberries, and that's it.
Crantastic.
Oh, yeah, right. Ocean spray right now. It's a crandemic. Buy ocean spray. Why not?
Ocean Spray and One America News sponsor this podcast.
Hell yeah. We're embracing it.
Yeah.
Dude, Ocean Spray and the vaccine should team up for marketing.
What is the Ocean Spray to vaccine pipeline? How are you? What are their commonalities?
Well, it's good for your kidneys
Okay.
because of the cranberry.
Antioxidants.
It's healthy. They're a company
Okay.
that delivers juice, and we need 500 million vaccines. So,
You're right. We need to take advantage of Ocean Spray's distribution network.
how quick you gonna slam that vaccine, man? I'm gonna slam it like first day, man. As soon as they offer it, I'm gonna slam it.
So you're suggesting a 90s Surge Cola, not Surge Cola, Jolt Cola
Yeah.
campaign?
Slam
Like
it.
campaign?
Yeah, it's the vaccine.
COVID vaccine.
It should have
It'll
a-
fill your dick.
It should have like a really good, sexy ad campaign, like Calvin
Yeah.
Klein style.
It'll have Emily Ratajkowski just licking a needle.
Mm-hmm.
Ratajkowski.
Yeah, Bill, like from the excellent mind of Bill Gates, brought to you by Ocean Spray. It is the fall 2020
It'll
COVID-19
have-
vaccine.
Bill Gates in a halter top and assless chaps. And he'll just be putting a big ol' suppository, a big ol' COVID suppository in himself. That's what you want.
Yeah, well, Bill Gates, the man who's trying to privatize all public infrastructure as fast as he can in the whole world. What a hero.
Bill Gates.
What a fucking hero.
More like Bill Gaze.
Oh. Oh.
Burn.
Sorry.
Burn. Yeah, Bill Gates, the man who's doing the Tuskegee experiments on a continent-wide level.
I was seeing that we did some fucked up birth control studies on Puerto Rican women in the 50s. Did you ever see that?
No, what did we do?
Well, when we were testing out birth control pills, we didn't have it quite right, and we needed people to test them on, so we went to Puerto Rico. And then they had really bad side effects for a bunch of Puerto Rican women. And that was in the 50s.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's the stuff we're covertly doing in Africa through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, except they don't report on it because they also control the media.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, that people they're acting like this is not making Bill Gates any money, and it is. So, what he's
Philanthrocapitalism.
Yeah, he's
you
doing-
can't spell philanthrocapitalism
He is
without
making money.
capitalism.
still.
It's such a fucking boneheaded enterprise too, where it's just sort of like defeats the philosophical purpose of charitable giving, where the source of your charity money does not come from you. It's not that you're giving away your own money. It's this: you're using your own money to create a fund where you take the interest, and that's what you use as the principal financial windfall of your fucking charity. But the thing is, so where do you get that money? How do you when you invest that big amount of initial money? It's stock portfolio. So what does Bill Gates do? He invests in Rio Tinto, and then he spends money that he made investing in Rio Tinto to offset the damage done by Rio Tinto. It's this endless. If you feed into the system, you're just chucking nothing at a wall.
You talking about Tinto Brass?
Yes, Tinto Brass.
great movies. Everyone check out Tinto Brass movies. You want to be entertained.
Yeah, but Bill Gates, fraud of the highest level. I am smarter than Bill Gates.
Hey man, he knows BASIC. Do you know how to program in BASIC?
Nah, I know how to program in ACID. Wow, put us together, we're neutral.
So where'd you get your fun drugs?
Where did I get my fun drugs?
Yeah,
I got them from the Fun Store.
Wow.
Jerry Fun Store, my friend Jerry Fun Store.
Shit, man. I've been thinking about maybe doing them. I have too many, ailments, physical ailments that keep me occupied and feeling like the worst parts of tripping are always happening to me, so.
There are no bad parts of tripping. It's all smooth sailing. Ego death is good for you.
Bad vibes have been declared illegal.
Whoa. Well, that is actually Karma Police. That is the premise of the Radio Shack song Karma Police. Gotta arrest this man. He buzzes like a fridge. Those are the lyrics I remember.
Oh, man. Tom York right now, feeling irrelevant.
He's gonna make such good COVID music.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna make such good COVID music. All these COVID albums. Such creative period. Everyone's just gonna be stuck inside. It's just gonna be so creative. It's just gonna be bursting. They're just gonna be frustrated, and all that frustration is gonna mount and mount and mount and mount and mount and mount, and boom, like 1,000 of those Fiona Apple albums. You know that Apple album,
the Fiona
Apple album that just came out this year. That everyone's raving about, despite the fact that it's fine.
But I have to say, I didn't listen to it.
It's fine.
I'm sorry.
But people are like, she's brilliant. She's the lady. She's the guy. Because we're always searching for the new Beatles or the new whatever.
I try to listen to music and I turn it off. The only album I could get through is that Ministry album, Twitch. That's a great album.
Yeah. It's about the streaming website, right?
No.
Okay.
It's to my mind, I mean, it's a unique Ministry album because it's before he went super
Al Jorgensen?
Yeah, it's before he went super goth industrial, and it's because he used to be synth pop, so it's right up my alley. It's like a cross between synth pop and industrial music. So
it's less Twitch. Dirgy, more urgy.
And it's just, it's really kind of chill in a way. I recommend it.
Chill synth pop?
Well, yeah, but industrial and kind of weird.
Industrial.
It's very David
pop.
Lynch.
Chill industrial.
Yeah.
A lot of ambient noises, a lot of machine noises.
A lot of just cool beats. It's very bass drum heavy.
Okay.
The bass drum is it's like someone's playing lead bass drum on the on the 808 or something.
I want to make an album where the only percussion is just a splash cymbal. It's all you use to keep time, and it plays the role of every drum too.
You can. I mean, are you gonna have a bass in that? Because then the bass will do the rhythm. Okay.
No, the bass will also be replaced with a splash cymbal, but just pitched to different pitches.
Low pitched splash.
You see, yeah.
Well, for my live get up, I just mic up the splash and pitch it down an octave, and that's the bass. And then
people don't realize you can get a lot of range out of the splash cymbal.
Seriously though, musicians out there have been fucked, and I don't know what they're doing. Someone should set up a GoFundMe for musicians. They only need a little bit of money, right? I think Spotify gives them 8 cents a month. So let's start a GoFundMe for musicians with a goal of 8 cents a month.
I just need money for new strings. Please, sir. I just want to continue my ukulele monkey shines.
Dude, we should do that. Let's do that as a publicity stunt.
Start a GoFundMe for all musicians?
Yeah, and have it be $1 as the goal. Because that's how much Spotify pays them. That's all they
It's the
need.
combined amount of Spotify earnings, and most of that goes to Taylor Swift.
Such good albums. She's gonna have such good teen albums, quarantine albums.
She's kind of talk about teen love.
My teen problems.
Oh no. Teen pregnancy is going to be a huge problem.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking.
I guess, and if they do find out that there was COVID in December, there's going to be a couple of people who are in their teens in the last year of the teens during the teen. I don't know. That doesn't work. We'll cut that part out. That's it.
No more teens. Get rid of the teens.
Cut it out in post.
You know how there's like that's my premise for the new YA novel, is that there's a virus that's killing all the teens. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Who will protect our nation's teens?
What if the virus only killed people between the ages of 15 and 19?
Yeah. It only kills YA age people.
Yeah.
And then the rest of society just makes them compete for vaccines.
I mean, right, yeah. It was just
Well, because there was that brief genre post-recession of teens pitted against each other in mortal danger. The prime example being Hunger Games, but there was also like The Maze Runner. So post-apocalyptic teen-killing movies were very popular.
Thirst games.
Thirst games, yes. Shelter games. Hierarchy games. Existential love games.
Lumber games.
Lumber games. The lumber games. Oh no. If we don't chop the mouse wood, they're going to chop us. The lumber games.
How would Batman beat COVID-19?
He would.
Wrong.
The Lazarus
Wrong.
pits.
Nanotechnology.
Exist. Okay.
Nanotechnology.
You're right. Nanites.
And where the fuck is nanotechnology? Why isn't that saving us? Why can't we engineer nanobots that kill the virus? Elon.
Man, I'm just gonna get real small and just kill the virus myself.
Facebook over here making AI so they can get the best porn ever. Great, thanks, technologists. Make nanobots.
Did I ever tell you about my sitcom premise about the robot farmer called AIAIO? I'm a nice guy. Oh man, we're the robot farmers though. That should be a thing. Why isn't that a thing?
You mean?
I
Well,
guess
we need
that's what
robot
they're-
pickers, really.
Yeah.
Or we can continue our guest worker program that I find hard to even speak about without being someone getting pissed. I don't know. We have this. Our guest worker program is not ideal, but should we replace them with robots?
The word robot comes from the Czech for slave.
I feel like we can
So
only replace.
they're already robots.
Like we can only take those guest workers and replace them with robots if we guarantee them citizenship and a living wage, like even if they're not employed, for like I don't know, at least 10 years worth of guaranteed money and support as they get established.
We should make them indentured servants, where they get everything, but they have no ability to move up or take any other career. So we just lock them down as pickers. But they get health care, they get a house, they get college paid for.
That's what it's like now, but worse.
Yeah, I know. But
so you want to make it only marginally
it'll be
better.
official. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm essentially pitching a version of Soviet communism. Stalinist, specifically. Stalinism, not so bad. Not a tanky. Stalin, bad guy. Did not like what he was doing with the purges. But, as a bulimic, I related.
There was some discourse on Twitter of, being pissed at Nathan Robinson for, I don't know why they're pissed at him now, but all of these tanky lefties are been the starting up their purity tests in terms of, you know, how tanky you can be. Talking about internecine fights between factions on the left.
We just do not get along. We just really care about the rules, you know?
It's like, how do you think the Holodomor happened?
Holodomor? Holodomor?
Holodomor. Holodomor.
Okay. That was the original name. That's what was Hodor. That's what he was gonna say in Game of Thrones, but they changed it to Hold the Door. Because why would the Ukrainian starvation be? Why would the hologram adore?
I mean, it's the stuff of nightmares to imagine some of these really tanky lefties getting any kind of control over a planned economy, because they would royally fuck it up. Because I know they're fucking dumbasses.
They'd spend all the tax money on American spirits. Why did you buy 11 trillion boxes of American spirits? Because we're always running out, man. Don't judge me. Did they buy spirits? What cigarettes did tankies smoke? LDs?
I don't know. There's not going to be any way of knowing anything ever again. We're in an epistemological crisis.
You're pissing me off. What's your naysaying?
There's
Negative.
no way. There's no trusted voice. There's no voice of authority. You can't.
You don't need a voice of authority.
Well,
You're your own voice of authority.
Yeah, but in terms of, there's some things you have to rely on everyone else to tell you what's going on right now. There's no way of checking.
Use a magnifying glass.
You can't see the virus with a magnifying glass.
Maybe not the ones you're using, cheapskate. Where are you getting your glass? Where are you getting your magnifying glasses? I'll get you a good deal. My Uncle Moishi, he knows a guy. He knows a guy in Midtown. Get you a magnifying glass. Great deal. All the detectives use them. You'll see things so small, you could even see your penis.
You can even see your penis. I need a penis.
Bones.